Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Ari, and hopefully you'll stick around for a quick video. Okay guys, so today's video is kind of a combination story time and rant. The other day I had my doctor's appointment, my checkup, which I'll do a video on that probably today, if not maybe tomorrow. But anyway, when I came back home, I had some things to do, and I hadn't checked the mail in a little bit, so I decided I was going to walk down to the mailbox, because unfortunately they won't deliver mail to my house. I have to walk down the street to the end of the street. But anyway, I walked down to the mailbox to get my mail, and I noticed something a little bit odd. I noticed a handwritten envelope. I'm not going to turn it around because it has my address, but I'll put up a photo of the edited. But a handwritten envelope addressed to me, and I could tell from the inside of it that there was a handwritten letter. So I was kind of excited to get back to the house because it's kind of an oddity anymore. No one sends handwritten letters anymore. I didn't even know the Postal Service was used for anything other than sending out my bill. So guys, when I tore the letter open, this was what I found. And when I opened it a little bit, I noticed that there was also a clipping in it, which was a little bit strange, and nobody bothered to tear off the edges here. But let me go through a quick version of it for you here. It starts off by saying, "You've been on my mind a lot. Everyone in the universe will die eventually. Everyone in the universe sins, all of us, not some, but all. Once we die, we will immediately be judged for our eternal home." I'm not going to go through all of it here. It goes into a basic that I need to accept Jesus and throws in a bunch of scripture references. So what was a little, and the newspaper clip. Let me go over that too. So the little clip is from a Believer's Voice of Victory. I had to search based on, I don't know if you can see that or not. Let me try to. Yeah, it's totally not happening. Anyway, hold on. So anyway, the little clip was a copy, I guess, of basically the sinner's prayer. So I was a little bit in shock when I got it. Toss that on my desk for now. Because in my videos, I don't give my address. So whoever this was someone who went through and quite literally stalked me in order to find my address and send me this letter. Now, they did not spell my last name correctly, which I'm also not going to give on here. So it kind of made it pretty clear that they probably were a viewer or had seen one of the videos. So, since they also did not bother to leave a return address, this video is kind of my way of speaking to them. So, if you're that person that sent me the anonymous letter, this message is for you. Okay, so number one, sending a conversion letter telling someone that we all die and making that type of rash decision of generalizing who I am, while at the same time stalking in order to get my address, and then in turn sending me a letter that has no return address, none of that is bold, courageous, or loving. It's just creepy. So I'm sorry, if what you were doing, if you really did have good intentions, words of wisdom, sending anonymous letters to someone who never gave you their address constitutes creepy as hell. Number two, if you've decided to be creepy as hell and stalk someone like you did in my case, do me a little bit of a favor. At least tear the damn edges off the paper. And while you're at it, do you think instead of ripping the little letter, the little piece of the article out, you could maybe use a pair of scissors. I get that I'm a little obsessive compulsive. I'm very aware of that. But you know, sending a rough-edged letter and a ripped-out article does not scream, I love you and I want to save you. It just says, I really didn't care. Number 3, if you're going to take the time to stalk me out, to find my address, to send your creepy-ass letter, the least you could do is spell my name correctly. I'm rather certain, and I'm speaking of my last name, I'm rather certain that if you were able to stalk out and get my address, it probably also showed you my last name. Read it. Learn to spell. It's a little bit irritating when someone says they have been thinking about you a lot recently, but apparently they haven't been thinking enough to figure out what my damn last name is. That's a great starting point to open conversation. Number 4, creepy anonymous letters. That would equal not the greatest evangelism technique. Evangelism should generally say something along the lines of, I love you and so does God. An anonymous handwritten letter, including phrases like, we all die eventually, that conveys a different message. It sounds more like, I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti. Not exactly the type of feel I'm sure you were going for. Number 5, don't make assumptions about who I am. Yes, I'm a loudmouth. Yes, I am sarcastic. Yes, I am an outspoken advocate for my community, and I am also a trans woman. But there's something else that I am, and that is a person of faith, specifically a Christian. No, I'm not a perfect one, not by any stretch of the imagination. When you meet the perfect Christian, please let me know, because in my 35 years, I haven't stumbled across one yet. But when you start throwing scripture references at me as if I've never cracked a Bible, keep in mind that not only have I cracked it in several different versions, but I taught it for a number of years. I know what the scriptures say. I understand. I have a differing interpretation. But you should know, when you use your religion as a hammer to beat up on LGBT people, you are not doing yourself or your faith any favors. No one runs to the altar as a result of hatred or fear-mongering. In fact, that type of method is more likely to send them running the other direction, away from the church door. So in closing, I'm sure that you probably thought you had done something really, really successful with this. I'm sure that you thought you were making your point. You were creepy. You threw stuff at me that I already know with the scripture. You basically insulted me to automatically assume that because I happen to be a trans person, I couldn't possibly also be a person of strong, abiding faith. You succeeded in nothing other than giving me wonderful ammo for a video. So I hope you enjoyed this moment of attention, which is obviously what you were seeking. But here's what you do need to know. No letters, no comments on my social media. None of that is going to stop me from being who I am. This is who I've always been. I spent 30-some years in the closet. I'm out now, and I'm not going back in. And no amount of your harassment is going to stop me from being who I am. This is me to my very core. I'm comfortable with who I am, and I'm comfortable in how that relates to my faith. So guys, thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Leave your comments. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We are still looking at doing live streams in the future, but I would like to get our numbers up on subscribers a little bit more before we do that. The message to you guys is, do not let the haters, do not let the people who are going to judge you ruin your life. Be you. Be proud of who you are. Be uncompromising and unapologetic about you being you. Quote from Kesha, "Don't let the bastards get you down." Definitely rings true in this situation. Until the next video, guys, love you, and I'll see you soon.